The drivetrain itself, the EDUs and the batteries, especially the cell and also the modules, they're actually the same what we will see next year in the production car.
The same?
So it will be the same.
We had to build our own little line, actually from the middle station in the southern Italian grid.
Really?
And brought it to the Nardo, from the proving ground to the pits. Where
you actually put in a high voltage transmission line?
2.5 kilometers.
No way!
And we brought down 2.5 megawatts down. Right at there's a high-speed oval where we did manage to go over the magical 1000 barrier. So we did charge at 1041 for over 2.5 minutes. So I'm very happy that we finally broke the megawatt with a single connector CCS. Very cool.
That is insane. I'm excited at home when I see like 261 kilowatts and you're doing 1040.
We broke the record for basically for about 2,000 kilometers up until 25,000 miles, which is a little bit over 40,000 kilometers. Yeah? We had two cars, both made it. Wow. And we actually also exceeded the 24-hour record by about 1,500 kilometers to the one we had before.
Thank you to our sponsors for today's video, Ionna, InfyPower, and Eaton. Ionna, North America's premier charging network. With unmatched commitment to elevating the customer experience, Ionna is opening America's roads to all EVs, giving drivers the coverage they need, the reliability they deserve, and the amenities they crave. Also, InfyPower, the largest EV charger module provider with over 3 million power modules running reliably worldwide. Their latest G2 collection features ultra-high power density and efficiency for EV charging and energy storage integration. InfyPower, innovation for your power. And Eaton. Eaton is a one-stop shop for implementing reliable and innovative EV charging infrastructure at your site. Across all applications, Eaton's EV charging infrastructure, hardware, and software gives you the scalability, flexibility, and intelligence you need to charge today and scale up tomorrow. Learn more at eaton.com/EVCI.
Hello and welcome to another Out of Spec Bits episode. Super special guest. I happen to run into my friend Eva. Welcome back to the channel, by the way.
Hi.
So Eva is responsible for charging topics at Mercedes. You're the CTO of Mercedes Charging, right?
Correct, yeah.
And I just love how hardcore Mercedes has gone into EV charging, that it's its own division. And you've even built a network here in Europe and expanding in US as well.
That's correct.
And we use them all the time. So shout out to Andrew and Sebastian from the US guys. They're killing it, doing a great job putting in charging. Eva, I wanted to talk to you about the Nardo record run with AMG GT XX. I think our viewers are familiar, the most insane long distance EV record we've ever heard of. High power charging, megawatt level charging with CCS. You are one of our favorite people when it comes to this stuff. So maybe I'll just let you run. Tell us what you've been up to.
All right, well, we wanted to do an endurance high performance record and we chose Nardo. So the first thing you have to do is like, how do I charge an electric car? So we checked all the infrastructure, and there is good infrastructure, but it didn't deliver enough power.
Couldn't get megawatt power from Nardo.
So we had to build our own little line, actually from the middle station in the southern Italian grid.
Really?
And brought it to the Nardo, from the proving ground to the pits. Where
you actually put in a high voltage transmission line?
2.5 kilometers.
No way!
And we brought down 2.5 megawatts down. Right at there's a high-speed oval where we did the test, our high-speed record.
Yeah.
So we brought it right there because we didn't want to lose time. So obviously the car came in and wanted to charge. So we built 3 temporarily Hook 1000s, I get to this later, into the pits. And then we had our cars come in, charge, and go.
Amazing. I've never heard of anything this crazy before. Literally building your own transmission line to put in a charger for a test.
Our own little station, and obviously it helps because we have built infrastructure, as you just mentioned. So we took all our knowledge and built our temporary station within 3 months.
You should just leave it there.
Now we're discussing it actually, but we will over time probably change it into something that's serious because that has been a prototype charger.
Sure, but just charge other automakers so much money to charge there.
Good idea.
Yeah, there's a money-making idea. So this is the car.
This is the car?
We'll talk to Linus later about the car, but essentially it's still a concept prototypey, proving what is possible with electric?
Correct. The vision of what the AMG EA platform, that'll come soon, will probably bring to the market. But this is a special car in the orange color. I'm sure you know the C111.
Yep.
So it makes me very emotional to see orange cars racing in Nardo.
It's so cool. So cool. And you guys did something similar with the electric program with EQXX, showcasing efficiency.
Correct.
You know, that was even air cooled, no liquid cooling in that one. It was wild.
It was for range
Yep.
anxiety. I think that's gone.
Totally
Illegal.
gone. Yeah.
Now it's about charging and maintaining performance.
Yes.
And coming back to this beautiful thing here, our HIC 1000.
Yeah, show us. So we are very familiar with Alpitronic on our channel.
Yeah, Alpitronic.
You partnered with Alpi to do this test, and also the network. You use their chargers a lot.
Yeah, we use their chargers because they're a market leader in Europe and they're also becoming strong in the US.
Yes.
And with the HIC 1000, we wanted to have a structure. This is a distributed system, as you know. So if the dispenser is separate from the power unit, and the power unit can provide a lot of power,
Yes.
obviously. It's nice you can distribute it and allocate the power dynamically. Very cool.
Yep.
This dispenser here is actually derived from the truck dispenser because it has a cooling system for megawatt charging.
Yeah, and that's where the MCS connection would go,
Correct.
right here in the center.
You're an expert. But I wanted to stay in the CCS2 connector because I wanted this proof for passenger cars because I want like the passenger cars to charge like refuel.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea. So I'm very happy that we managed to put 1000 amps through the CCS connector phase. So that's the innovation.
And so you're using Phoenix contact cables for that, or was it Amphenol, or?
We are in contact with different
I love it.
manufacturers. I'm not going to
Yeah.
mention any single one of them.
But typical immersion cooled cables that can handle, you know, maybe a boost mode of 1000 amps.
Yeah.
What would be the nominal rating? 600 amps, 750 amps, somewhere around there?
Well, I think the nominal, well, I'm not going down there.
Yeah.
You know that
Yeah.
CCS
Yeah,
standardization
of course.
is still in progress and we're trying to bring it up.
Push it up higher, yeah. And in the US, this has still been like a 500 amp topic, and now we're getting 600 amps and doing more.
Yeah.
But in general, you used for the Nardo test, which, let's just quantify the numbers. Was it 40,000 kilometers?
We went one time around the world, so that's 40,000, I think, something.
Yeah.
And then we did 25,000 miles as well as a
Oh,
record.
okay, nice. In
And-
like 7.5 days.
7.5 days, even less, a little less, I think.
Yeah.
And we obviously, the first 24 hours were very emotional for us.
Yeah.
We wanted to test it, and we got around 5,400 and something kilometers.
Yeah.
So that was the first record, and we were like, wow, we wanted to hit the
Keep going.
5,000.
Yeah.
And then we went even further. And one of my favorite features is that in the rear, you have this LED panel.
Yeah.
And it actually shows the charging performance.
Yes, well, I've seen that in the communications, and I'm like 800, 850 kilowatt charging, crazy.
So anytime you plug it in here, you see the charging power right away. So that was very cool.
Yeah.
And we have an average charging power of over 850 kilowatt. So that's pretty cool.
That is crazy. You've also communicated yesterday a new number, right, that you've hit with this car. Now, this is not a production battery pack at the moment. We're really discussing the charge time of theoretical possibilities and in testing. You also haven't communicated the battery pack capacity, but we can say it's a reasonable size, similar to maybe a production car would be. And you charged at, what is the number that you charged at?
Well, we did manage to go over the magical 1000 barrier. So we did charge at 1041 for over 2.5 minutes. So I'm very happy that we finally broke the megawatt.
Dang.
With a single connector, CCS. Very cool.
That is insane. I'm excited at home when I see like 261 kilowatts and you're doing 1,040.
Yeah.
Insane. And so how was, you know, the big thing on our channel is I think what we think of when we see a lot of, especially the Asian market cars, are big power numbers, but it's hard to get them repeatable. You do one charging session, the battery's hot, you go down the Autobahn, the car's in turtle mode, et cetera, et cetera. How about this? Because you did charging, driving, charging, driving.
Yeah, we did continuous driving for over 7 days and continuously, so there was no time to rest. So it's really proof we can do it again and again, and the charging power never dropped. So we really have an impressive system here. And one benefit, obviously, we developed the charger in the car, or the car and charger together, hand in hand. We also pre-run all the tests. in our Untertürkheim lab
Yeah.
and did all the simulations, also like failure scenarios, which luckily we didn't need. We also improved the handshake, which you're very familiar
Yes,
with,
of course.
communication.
Yeah. So how quick is the handshake now?
It's very quick.
Really? Yeah.
But
a few seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's also a lot of data that will now be used in our networks to optimize for our customers.
So maybe we'll leave this conversation with a more, talking about the network really quickly. Can you tell us what the status is, how this translates into real world customer driving? Because many of our viewers drive EQ, electric Mercedes, and they are familiar with the Mercedes network with plug and charge and everything, but it's also open to every other car.
Yeah, we want to push the whole industry, and we are happy about every customer, every single one of you. What we will do, and right now we have like 40 stations live, we will continue to roll out. We'll also upgrade our charging performance in those stations. So the good news is that over time we will also introduce this powerful system here, the HIC 1000, into our network.
So, and the nice thing about the HIC 1000 is it's a distributed system.
Correct.
So you can actually shuffle power rather than putting all-in-ones in.
Correct.
And what's nice, especially in the US, you're familiar, we have this NACS and CCS standard and we're moving. Your stations have already been upgraded with some NACS connectors and some CCS connectors. And this makes it so nice to pull up. I know I can bring any car there. You even have dedicated 400 kilowatt parking spaces at them. And I think it's awesome. I think you guys are really, taking charge here. And I mean that as a user of your network. Every time I go, I get full power. It works great. And I can't thank you enough for building it because we needed more high power charging infrastructure in the US.
Thank you.
Yep. Well, thanks, Eva. Congratulations on this. Nice job pushing megawatt charging through CCS. That is exciting. You don't need that big MCS connection to get high power.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to talk to Linus really quick and at least see what he can share about this.
All right.
Because Mercedes Communications is always sprinkling information. They like to hold a lot close to themselves. But it's always good to see Eva, and maybe next time we'll be at a charging station somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Thanks for
Thank
joining.
you.
Guys, I'd like to introduce you to Linus. Linus, welcome to the channel.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Hi, Kyle. Thank you very much.
Thank you for taking the time. So for our viewers at home, you are the technical project leader for this insane machine.
Yes, exactly. I'm the technical project leader of that. I was there from the beginning of the concept of the car until we had actually now the record drive in Nardo a couple of weeks back.
So that really shocked the entire internet. It blew me away. I was so excited when it was communicated, the distance that you traveled. So maybe you can actually share with everyone the records, or at least the highlights, because you broke a ton of records.
Yes.
But the highlights that you broke, it would be great to hear.
So first, thank you. Very likely to get it. I'd love it to hear that. We broke the record for 2,000 kilometers up until 25,000 miles, which is a little bit over 40,000 kilometers. Yeah? We had two cars, both made it. Wow. And we actually also exceeded the 24-hour record by about 1,500 kilometers to the one we had before.
Yeah, and what is that the 24-hour record for all electric cars or for all cars in general?
Yes, it's the one for all the electric cars.
Yeah, very, very cool. And as someone who loves long distance with electric cars, with some doing across the country, this seems like the craziest machine to do miles in.
It has.
So when you do charging, driving, the few topics come to mind. The most important is thermal management.
Absolutely.
Also BMS, making sure that there's not so much sway.
Yes.
So I'd love to hear, I know you're not releasing the battery pack capacity, but maybe some of the tricks that you've used to maintain thermal performance of the vehicle, because every time we see a charging demonstration, megawatt charging, let's just say, it's like two charging guns, it's maybe one charge, it's overheated. You did this literally 800 plus kilowatt charging every time for days. How did the car do it?
So it's actually more a complex system, and it is with the cooling system, with the electric drives, and with the battery as a combined system, and we have them all connected with one cooling system. So we have a direct cooled cell in the battery, and we actually can dispense heat and oil from the EDUs to the battery, to the cooling system, to the front EDUs. And that, of course, is perfect when we want to heat up one of the components or actually cool one of the components, and always keep it in the comfort zone of the battery.
And so when you say direct cooling, because even some of the AMG plug-in hybrids, I just drove the AMG GT 63 SE Performance, long name, but this one also had crazy charging performance for a little battery pack pack. It was doing like 10C, 60 kilowatt charging off the combustion engine. Is that the same technology used here? Is this a next iteration? What is the direct cooling like in this?
It is a little bit of next generation, but it's more like the overall system is really deciphers from this one. So basically we have all the battery and all the cells direct cooled, we have actually more power we can actually run through, we can put more heat through it, and so we actually can also get more energy in it in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
I mean, we did a megawatt charging in Nardo, and we did it over 2.5 minutes, so that shows how capable this drivetrain is.
Yeah, it seems absolutely amazing. And, you know, I think a lot of our viewers at home are going to say, but this is just a concept car, right? Anyone can make it do it once.
Yes.
But how will this translate to future AMGs? What's the plan?
So it's true, it's a concept, but the drivetrain itself, the EDUs and the batteries, especially the cell and also the modules, they're actually the same what we will see next year in the production car.
The same.
So it will be the same.
Sure.
But basically out of that, it's the same you will see next year. So it's a concept, of course. It shows the capability, but the eDrive itself, you will enjoy next year.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. This is crazy that this type of technology will be coming to the market. And the thing that I'm so happy about Mercedes doing this is the durability, the longevity, the repeatability that we don't see from other automakers.
Yes.
So as an EV long distance enthusiast and performance car enthusiast, really, really cool. So Linus, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thanks for appreciating.
Of course, I mean, the project's amazing. We can't wait for the series cars.
Yes.
Any more records in mind?
Currently, we are very happy where we are right now. The team is very happy. For this, we have to say, all the team, it was an amazing 8 days there. The team performed really amazing. And right now we're really happy with the result of this vehicle.
Amazing. Thanks again, Linus, and thanks to you guys at home for watching. And that is basically how Mercedes beat every single electric car long distance record at the Nardo Ring. Thanks so much for watching another Out of Spec video. See you in another one again soon. Bye-bye.